Today we're going to start with data frame. Data frame is the data structure that is used to populate regular data for doing all kinds of data analysis. So this is what we have been working towards. So you can think of data frame as a bunch of series. Series is a data structure in pandas where you have only one string of values, and all of those values must be of the same data type, right? And it has an index for each of the value. Now think of data frame as a bunch of series is all stuck together. So it is a rectangular table of data. Okay, so each row is an observation, and each column is a variable. Okay, so you have rectangular data has rows and columns, and the columns are like the variables. Okay, and since these are different, now you can think of different columns as different series data, series type data. Okay, a given column must contain the same data type all the way through. Right? But different columns, in as much as they are like different series, can have different data types. So one column can be floating point, the next column can be string, another column could be integer, and so on. But a given column, if it is an integer column, then everything in that column must be integer. Okay. And Pandas has lots of methods to bring in large amount of data from our folders, and automatically will populate it into a data frame if you use the data frame method. So there is a method called pd.dataframe, like pd.series for bringing in series data. We have pd.dataframe for creating a data frame. Okay, so we're going to first look at creating a data frame from a dictionary. Okay, so let's first create a dictionary. So data. Okay, now remember, dictionary, you create dictionary with curly brackets, right? And then you have key value combination. So let's say that the first one, the key is state, and the key value combination are separated by colon. Remember, okay? In a dictionary, key colon value. So now let's say the value here is going to be a list. Okay, 3 Ohio's and 3 Nevadas. Okay. So that's one. And then we have here as the key, and the values are numeric, so we don't need to put quotation marks. The first one is 2000, 2001, 2002, then 2001, 2002, 2003, and then we have one more. Okay, and we have pop as the key, and the values are 1.5, 1.7, 3.6, 2.4, 2.9, and 3.2. So that's the dictionary. So make sure that the dictionary gets created properly. Okay, so there is a problem. So here I need a comma. Okay, so the dictionary is created. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use df1 as the name. Okay, PD, and data frame starts with an uppercase D. And then you can use the tab key to complete the method. So you can select data frame. So you see D is capitalized and F is capitalized in data frame. Okay. And then you give the data. So here, remember, this data is a dictionary. So what Pandas is going to do is that it's going to take the key of the list and use the key as the column name, and then put the values underneath it. And then the next key, use that as a column label, and put the values under that, and so on. Okay. And then it's going to do one more thing. That is, for each row, it will automatically add an index. So we can provide our own index labels if we want. Okay. But if we don't provide an index label, okay, Pandas will automatically generate default index labels starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so if you run that, okay, you see that that each column, the key is used as the column name, column label, and then you have the data, okay, and then an index is automatically created. Okay. Once a data frame is created, okay, when you print it, Pandas will automatically print the top 5 and the bottom 5, head and tail. So now we have only 6 observations, so it doesn't matter, it prints everything, right? Suppose if you have hundreds of thousands of rows, obviously you don't want Pandas to print everything. It's useless for us to look at the data. We want to analyze the data, not go through each line. So it will print the top 5 and the bottom 5, the last 5 rows. When you say df1, it will do that if it's a large database. Or you can also do df1 head at any time, and that will again print the top 5. Okay? And you can provide a number between the parentheses. So if you want only 2 or if you want 20, you can do that too. Okay, so this is going to print the top 5. You see the 6th row is not there. And there is a corresponding method called tail, and that will print the last 5 rows. Okay. So the first row is omitted now because it's printing the last 5. And if you want the name of the columns, so that's a property, so you don't need parentheses. Okay, so this will print, just give you a list of columns. Sometimes you may want to take the column names and do something with it, so you can capture it in a variable. So if you say like cnames equal to that, then it will capture the column names into a variable. Okay, so state, year, and pop. Okay, so that is an index object. We will talk more about index object later on. And if you want a list of index labels, we can say df1 index. Okay. So index here is starting from 0, stopping at 6, step of 1. Of course, the end point 6 means 6 is not inclusive.